Hello, and welcome to Violin Tutorial 1, where I will be going over the default use case of Violin using an IPy notebook. This use case is for general model extension. First thing you'll need to do is make sure you have a copy of the Violin repository if you don't already. Full instructions are found on the Violin Read the Docs website, linked in the description box below. But here, I'm just going to show you how to download a copy from Bitbucket. Here. Once you have a copy of the repo, you'll have a folder that looks like this, with documentation files, a copy of the documentation PDF, the setup.py file, which we'll need to execute the setup of the Violin package, the package files, and a tutorial folder, which I'll be using. And the tutorial folder is an IPy notebook used for running Violin, which I have open here in Jupyter Notebook. First is the input and output file names. In this tutorial, I'm using model A, which is a melanoma model, and LEE set RA2011, one of our smaller reading sets. And the prefix for our out files is just test. Now I run the cell to define these values and then execute the preamble. The next cell defines our scoring parameters. In tutorial 2, I'll show you how to change these and what happens when you do. So we run this cell, and then I'll run the file input functions, scoring, and output. And you'll see here on the left that the output files pop up: contradictions, corroborations, extensions, flagged, and total output. If I open up one of these files, we see the spreadsheet and then the scores down here at the end: evidence, match, kind, epistemic, and total. Finally, if I go back to the IPy notebook and run the visualization function, I get a summary of the Violin output. And then we can open that image. Once it shows up, we can open that image and open it in a new tab. And we see the breakdown for the number of LEEs, the evidence score, match score, and total score for each category. If we want more information on a specific category, we go back to the visualization function. We change the file name. We'll change it to extensions and rerun the file. And this gives us a breakdown of, this right here is a mistake. And this gives us a breakdown of the extensions. So what this is doing, and this kind of gives it away for tutorial 2, whenever you use a more specified kind score values, this visualization function gives you a more detailed breakdown of these subclassifications for each classification category. In the case of extensions, we have 4 subclassification categories, but since the only distinction is between extensions and specifications, it reads as if there are equal numbers of full, hanging, and internal specifications. What this is really telling us is there are 863 extensions total, and then 2 specifications. But as I said, we'll get more into the details of this in tutorial 2. For now, this is the kind of visualization and summary you get for the extensions: the extension evidence scores, match score, and total score. And that is how you use Violin using its default settings for general model extension.